Hey everyone, Mark Hall here from Knockbreda Parish Church. I wonder if you saw the news last week that there are a group of scientists in Oxford who are really quite hopeful of developing some kind of vaccine to fight against the coronavirus and have it available by the end of this year. Well, I wonder when you heard the news, I wonder what your reaction was. What was your instinctive reaction to hearing of the possibility that there's some kind of vaccine on its way, hopefully, that could lift us out of the situation that we're in? Well, there's no doubt that many vaccines have been used in many good ways, but there is a potential problem with all of the hype because it seems that it's the vaccine that is being looked to give us help. That it's the vaccine that can lift us out of the situation that we're in. That it's the vaccine that can save us, and so it's the vaccine that we should really place our hope in. Now again, we don't want to be silly. We don't want to deny how good and helpful and useful medicine has been and continues to be, and how vaccines have been so helpful and useful in so many ways. But is it true that the vaccine is the thing that will ultimately help us, that will ultimately lift us out of the situation that we're in, that will ultimately save us? Is it the vaccine that we should place ultimately our hope in? Last Sunday night we heard from one verse in the Bible, John 8 verse 12, and in it Jesus says that he is the light of the world, which means that he is salvation. So that he is the one who ultimately helps us. He is the one who ultimately lifts people out of the situation that they're in. He is the one who ultimately saves. He is the one where we place our ultimate hope. See, again, it's not that God mightn't use medicine or a vaccine. The Bible's full of examples of how God uses lots of things to accomplish his purposes, but Jesus is the light of the world. So even if he uses medicine or a vaccine, he's accomplishing his purposes. It's in him we place our ultimate hope, not in the things he may use. See, John tells us that Jesus Christ went to a cross, and as he died for the sin of the world, he rose again. And John tells us he rose again while it was still dark. Why does he tell us that? He tells us that because it's through his death and resurrection that Jesus Christ overcame the darkness of this world to save us from our sin and to lead us on a journey of salvation, guiding and protecting us from the difficult dangers of daily life in this fallen world. You see, we can get excited at the prospect of a vaccine being developed, but Jesus is the light of the world. He is the one who saves, who leads, who guides, who protects, who governs the whole world, ultimately as displayed through the cross. And so whether he might give us a vaccine or medicine, or whether he may not, we always want to recognize he is the light of the world. And even if he gives us a vaccine, our hope is placed in him, not in the things he may use.